So here's an unnecessary story with no actual point to it, right? But whatever. So I'm over in Foot Locker today, right? And I hear this guy behind me and he's all like, hey, Tristan, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, like, what's going on now? Because I'm thinking he's talking to me, right? Like, wait, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, I'm on the phone. Like, I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, oh, okay, my name's Tristan too. And I thought you were talking to me. Kind of threw me off for a second. He's like, oh, really? Wow, that's crazy. You want to talk to the guy? And I'm like, okay. And so I did, right? And it was a little weird because it's like, I obviously don't know this Tristan, but at the same time, I felt like I did. Weird, right? So, anyways, from that point, I'm like, okay, there's that. That's done. I'm going to move on with my day. And I'm standing here, I'm looking at shoes or whatever. And then this other guy that was in his friends group or whatever is looking at these 97s, Air Max 97s, obviously. And so he's all like, oh man, I'm really thinking about getting these. And I'm like, I wanted to say, my first thought was like, yeah, he probably should because it's an Air Max 97. You know, they get the booty colorways. So if you see one you like, you should really get it, right? But then, like, me being me, I'm like, I'm not even like a social person like that. So maybe he doesn't know that I heard him and I can just ignore this, right? So let's see how that works out. It worked out pretty well for the most part, honestly, because he just kind of like went on about his day. And then he's walking out and he sees me like standing here with this pair of Ultra Boosts, right? And he looks at him and he's like, oh man, like the NMD, those are really good, dude. You should totally get those. And I'm thinking, like, for one, this is the Ultra Boost 22 DNA, you know, like, because I was about to explain to him, like, the difference between that and the NMD, which also, on that note, was weird because I was looking at it thinking, like, I remember doing the review on these and thinking, like, there is no reason for this shoe to exist and no reason for anybody to really buy it. But I thought that it would at least sell out eventually, but no, they're still going strong. Either way, so I'm thinking, nah, I'm not gonna be the guy that goes into this whole explanation on this because the way that sounds like it's gonna come off, I could do without it, you know. So I just kind of once again did the yeah, man, kind of just ignored it. This time I at least gave some acknowledgement, but I mostly ignored it. And then once he left, I was like, okay, too much stuff has happened in this store in the last like 30 to 40 seconds. I need to leave. So that's what happened. Just ruined Foot Locker for me.